Good morning. Welcome to the Hindu editorial reading and summary series presenting by Diction Addiction. I would like to say thank you all for taking initiation to learn new things on daily basis. Here, the Supreme Court have intervened in the farmers' protest to break the deadlock between the center and farmers. So Supreme Court appointed a four-man committee which will discuss with the stakeholders of the concern, and this committee comprised of four members: Bhupinder Singh Mann, Pramod Kumar Joshi, Ashok Gulati, and Anil Jnanwant. So this is a four-member committee which will talk with the stakeholders, means farmers. And here Narendra Singh Tomar, Union Agriculture Minister, who is spearheading the government talks or prime pace of the government to talk with the farmers. It's a farmers protest. It's been a long time farmers are protesting, but no solution. So finally court have intervened, but there are concerns about the four-member committee. Also that article, that is what is the article, that's what is be discussed in the today's article. Today's article title is Imposing a Compromise on Court and Laws. The Supreme Court interim order in the ongoing contestation between the large section of the farmers and the center over the new farm laws may be motivated by a laudable intention to break the deadlock in the negotiation. However, it is difficult to shake off the impression that the court is seeking to impose a compromise on the farmers' union. One portion of the order states 3 laws seeks to maintain minimum support price as before and prevents possible dispossession of farmers of their land under new laws. The stated reason is that the stay would assuage the hurt feelings of the farmers and encourage them to go to the negotiation table. However, it is somewhat disconcerting that the stay of legislation is effected solely as an instrument to facilitate the court arrangement rather than on the basis of any identified legal or constitutional infirmities in the laws. The order forming a four-member committee may indeed help relieve the current tension and alloy governments fear that the Republic Day celebrations may be disrupted. But it is not clear if it would help the reaching of amicable settlement, as Samyukt Kisan Morcha, the umbrella body spearheading this protest, has refused to appear before the panel. The court approach raises the question whether it should traverse beyond its adjudicative role, pass the judicial orders of significant import on the basis of sanguine hope and medicinal zeal. The court did make its position amply clear during the hearing, with the Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde, faulting the center for its failure to break the deadlock arising out of the weeks-long protest by thousands of farmers in the vicinity of Delhi, demanding nothing short of an outright repeal of the laws. It's only in the wake of the government pursued failure that the court has chosen to intervene. But it is unfortunate that it is not in the form of educating key questions such as constitutionality of the new laws, but by handing over the role of thrashing out the issues involved to a four-member panel. It is not clear how the four members on the committee were chosen, and there is already some well-founded criticism that some of them have already voiced their support for the farm laws in question. The court wants the panel to give its recommendation on hearing the views of all stakeholders. Here, the exercise would turn tricky. How will the court deal with the possible recommendation that the laws be amended? It would be strange and even questionable if the court directed Parliament to bring the laws in line with the committee views. While a negotiated settlement is always preferable, it is equally important that judicial power is not seen as being used to dilute the import of the protest or delegitimize the farmers' unions that stay away from the proceedings of the panel or interfere with the powers of Parliament to legislate. This is what reading of the article under the loudspeaker. If you go to the nutshell, we will see contents of the, in a briefly we will summarize the today's article. Two important things we have to learn from the article. One is Supreme Court formed a panel, four-member panel, a committee, which will look into the possible solution, or it will give the recommendation after talking to all the stakeholders of the concern. But question is, what is the basis for selection of four-member committee? Second thing is that there is a well-founded evidence that these four-member committee members are pro to the government, or they voiced the pro to the farm laws in the question. So if that is the case, as already mentioned in the article, that farmers union are rejected the four-member committee. They are not going to reach. They are not going to talk with the four-member committee. When they are not going to talk with the four-member committee, how this four-member committee will recommend the concerns of the government as well as the farmers? That would be again one-sided report only. Second thing, how to deal with the four-member committee report? Supreme Court will ask the union government to change the farm laws according to the report, or what? This would be the big question to answer. Probably for coming days, we'll answer these questions. So until then, goodbye. See you again tomorrow with the one more speaking and summary video on Hindu editorial. If at all you like it, press like button. Subscribe for regular updates from Diction Addiction. Thank you.